I'm here today with Bryon McCartney, the chief idea guy at Archmark, because he's a speaker, a panelist, and a co-organizer of the Architect Success Forum later this month. And for those keeping score, Bryon will present his first session on September 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern. If you haven't heard about the Architect Success Forum yet, it's a 5-day virtual event for architects around the world. I'll include a link to the website below, but over the course of 5 days, there will be 12 sessions, all of which will have a Q&A at the end to make sure that every architect that attends will get the most out of all the sessions and be able to apply what was presented specifically to their own firm's success. Now, I know Bryon is focused on helping architecture firms attract better clients and projects, but he set a goal for the Archmark team that has me raising my eyebrows every time I hear it. And that goal is that by 2030, to help 100,000 architects leverage branding, digital marketing, and online networking to connect with their ideal clients, their partners, and influencers. That's quite a goal. All right, Bryon, the title of your presentation is How to Win High-Value Projects Using LinkedIn. I know from all the architects that I talk to that some of them just use it, or even a presence on LinkedIn, I guess, is a mixed bag. But you're actually talking about finding clients using the platform. So to start with, let me ask you, what kinds of architects are you talking about finding projects on LinkedIn?
All right. Well, thanks, Jeff, for that intro, and thanks for inviting me to talk to you today. This question of what kind of architect should be using LinkedIn. That's a really simple question. I think any architect who needs to build relationships should be on LinkedIn. They should be leveraging LinkedIn to build relationships. A lot of the clients that we work with, it's not just about getting projects. And I want to assure you, you can get projects through the relationships that you build on LinkedIn. That's number one. But it's not always about building relationships with clients. There's also strategic partners that you can build relationships with. There's also people like you, influencers and other promoters who can help you kind of build awareness and visibility for your firm. So when it comes to LinkedIn, I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can use it. There's a lot of ways that you can, it's valuable for any kind of architect. So yeah.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
but you knew I was going to say it. Come on.
But it makes sense, right? It's not just about, if I'm a residential architect, it's not just about finding someone that wants their home design, right? Their custom home design.
You want to build relationships with contractors, with real estate agents, with title and mortgage companies, maybe. I mean, there's a lot of different partners who have the people to refer to you, who you can help. All right, Siri. But so that you've got all these other resources that you can look to build relationships with that are going to help you ultimately get to that goal of we look at three different things. We want to help you build your visibility. We want to help you increase your influence and authority, and then we want to help you find and connect with those people that are going to help you build those relationships. So yeah, it can work for anybody. Trust me.
And so really, as much as we might think about LinkedIn as falling under the marketing or business development area, what you're talking about is essentially about building your business as much as it is that marketing or finding those projects.
Yeah. So I guess the way that I would put it is that it's all about increasing your opportunities, right? That's what we want to do. We're not on LinkedIn I mean, and LinkedIn's kind of one of those funny platforms. A lot of people are on it, but a lot of people aren't on it. Right? They just have a profile. They set it up because maybe they thought they were going to look for a job, and they see it as this kind of resume platform. But it's so much more than that. Here's a really staggering statistic. So there's like 350 billion people or million people in the U.S. 160 million of those people in the U.S. are on LinkedIn, so they have LinkedIn profiles. So that tells you that it's quite a lot of people, right? If you're looking at the whole population, more than half of them are on LinkedIn. Yeah. So literally everybody you need to connect with is on LinkedIn, and the great thing about LinkedIn is that people expect to be contacted by other businesses on LinkedIn. It's not like on Facebook where your ad pops up in Facebook and somebody's trying to, check out their the pictures of their grandkids, and then there's this ad about like, oh, do you want to build a home, right? We're not trying to do that. What we're trying to do on LinkedIn is we're trying to build those relationships that are going to help you connect with the people who know the people that want to build a home and can help you get that referral. Or we want to connect with the businesses that are going to be building a new office, or whomever it may be. It could be a governmental person who needs to hire an architect for a feasibility study. There's all kinds of ways that we can connect you with the people that you want to connect with.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I know you'll cover this more in depth during your Architect Success Forum talk on the 21st, but maybe what's your number one tip for an architect who is on LinkedIn, but isn't really leveraging it for anything?
Yeah, so one of the first things we do when we work with a new client, it's really all about how can we make the best first impression. So let's dial it back a little bit. So a while ago, I did an informal survey, right? And I asked a group of architects. I said, when you search your name, does your LinkedIn profile come up in the first page results? And out of the people, I think there was like 88 people that I got responses from. 76% said their LinkedIn profile was one of those top links on the first page. So your LinkedIn profile, if you have a LinkedIn profile, it's very visible. It's out there. People can find it. If they search, if somebody recommends you and they go search your name, your LinkedIn profile is likely to appear. So you want to make sure that LinkedIn profile, when somebody goes there, that it's making a great first impression. I would say the secondary thing that you want to do once you're making that great first impression with your profile is then you want to share content that is going to help build your credibility and help people to start trusting you. So if you're sharing good content, you're making a good impression. You're triggering that know, like, and trust. Those know, like, and trust factors that we need to build those good relationships. Not that it's just that, but that's a good starting point.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great place to jump into the LinkedIn water, so to speak.
Yeah. Just make sure you've got a great profile. And by the way, on our blog, we have a very detailed article. If you go to archmark.co/blog, we have an article. It's a very lengthy, detailed article that will walk you through everything you need to know about creating a great LinkedIn profile.
That's awesome. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put that link that Bryon just mentioned in the notes below, as well as the link to find out more about the Architect Success Forum and Bryon's, not only the talk that we're talking about right now, but also the two panels that he's sitting on as well. Yeah. So I'll include those links below. But how about we wrap this up with just one more question? And that question is my favorite sort of curveball question. And it is, what's one question about LinkedIn that most people don't ask but they should?
That's a really good question. I think if I think about it, one of the questions that I think they should be asking that they normally don't is what can they do to accelerate the process, right? So when you're doing a marketing program like this, doing outreach campaigns and things like that, there are a lot of other things that can feed into that and help accelerate the process. So one of the things is like simply starting to engage with other people on LinkedIn. And I think that's one of the things that, like, when we talk to our clients and we start talking about, like, how can we make the most of this? Can we get the most effective results? It's not that we do everything. It's that we work together and collaborate on this process. And so what we try to do is involve our clients in that and basically help them to see how they can contribute to this campaign and really be more out front on LinkedIn and just accelerate that relationship building process.
That's a really great answer to that. Bryon, I really appreciate you taking the time out to humor
Jeff.
me on
really
this and record this conversation. And I'm also looking forward to your talk, How to Win High Value Projects Using LinkedIn. It's on Monday, September 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern. And again, I will include the link for the Architect Success Forum in the comments below, as well as the link to the blog article that Bryon was mentioning just a minute ago. So Bryon, thanks a lot for joining me today.
Thanks, Jeff. I really appreciate it. I appreciate that you're doing all these interviews with our presenters. Nikita and I both appreciate you very much, and we're really happy to have you a part of this event as well.
I appreciate that. This is fun for me. So I love doing it. Thanks a lot. See you soon.
Awesome. Thank you.